Good afternoon. Oh, sorry about that. Sometimes I have a hard time speaking loudly, so I sometimes hold it too close and don't speak loud enough. Just want to welcome everyone out tonight. My name is Marcus Stuckett. I'm the Director of Engineering at Harris County Flood Control District. I'd like to begin tonight by saying Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans we have present. And we'd like to thank you all for your service. Tonight we have with us Commissioner Rodney Ellis of Precinct 1 and several of his staff members along with staff members from Harris County Precinct 2. I guess what I can do now is you would like Commissioner Ellis, I'll let you come up and say a few words.
So, that's loud. Yeah. How's everybody tonight? So, now do we have anyone here who does not speak, who speaks Spanish only?
Alguien que nomás habla español.
Okay. So come on up so you can help. All right. Let me know if his Spanish is not perfect.
Sí, se pregunta si mi español no está bien, ya diga, por favor.
So I'm Commissioner Rodney Ellis, and I'm glad to be here tonight and want to welcome you here. Commissioner H. Garcia will be here shortly. He and I have worked very closely on projects from this area together.
Commissioner Ellis estar aquí hoy con ustedes, en la comunidad, y también esperamos a Commissioner H. Garcia, que los han trabajado juntos con proyectos en esta comunidad.
According to my notes, you prepared during Hurricane, an estimated 11,830 homes flooded along Hall's Bayou, and that's why it's so important for us to focus on what we can do to improve this watershed.
La razón que el Hall's Bayou Watershed es tan importante para arreglar es porque durante el Hurricane de 2017, casi los 12,000 domicilios fueron afectados por inundaciones por hurricane.
So based on those numbers, we know that many of you here are still suffering. You still have to deal with being out of your home, making repairs in your home. And we want to do as much as we can to help you as soon as possible.
Muchos de ustedes hoy están recuperando y siguen recuperando y que siguen trabajando para y por eso es importante que trabajemos juntos y para tratar de mejorar la situación.
How's the Spanish? This project is being funded as a result of the bond package that passed in Harris County roughly 1 year after Hurricane.
Este proyecto viene de la elección del fondo de 2018 que votaron y pasaron para el dinero para todos los proyectos de inundaciones.
It was a $2.5 billion package that you all approved, you all voted to let us do it. And that's important because Halls and Greens Bayou would have been very difficult to justify getting funding for them from the federal government.
El paquete que ustedes aprobaron era de $2.5 billones y es tanto usarlo para poder mejorar Greens y Halls Bayou, que son las áreas que más necesitan para arreglar.
I appreciate the folks in flood control educating me and the Commission's Court on how federal funding comes about. It comes about based on something called a cost-benefit ratio. And that essentially means that the federal government would fund projects based on the value of homes. So if it was a higher-end home, federal money would come into those neighborhoods first. That's why it was so important to pass that bond issue, so we could fund projects like Greens and all.
Me gusta dar gracias a Harris County por enseñarles cómo esos tipos de proyectos consiguen dinero para completarlos. Y también porque son el Green Hall Bayou son proyectos que son la prioridad y son bien importantes para
doing pretty good. I think she started speaking Spanish more, it would be better. But look, neighborhoods like Albany Village, Bowline Place, Castlewood Addition, Northfield, Old Green Place, Parkway, Airline Estates, CEM Ranch, Evergreen Villas, Hidden Meadows, Howland Park, Parkway Forest, Pine Trails, Fountainhead, North Forest, Ralston Acres, and other neighborhoods would have had to wait even longer if we had to get this money from the federal government. That's why this package was important, and it was important that we came up with a formula. So we take into account equity. That means neighborhoods that flooded consistently because of what we did, we'll be able to get this funding and get these projects done in our lifetime.
Hicimos fue por el bond, las comunidades que están en la lista que dijo, tuvieron que esperar más tiempo para poder completar esos proyectos y ayudar a las comunidades que están sufriendo de inundaciones.
All of the experts that you need to hear from are here. That's why they're out on a rainy, cold night to be with you. And Commissioner Garcia and I will be here as well. So again, I want to thank you. It is Veterans Day. Again, I want to thank you for your service. And I want to thank you for your patience. The help is on the way. That was an important bond package. And Commissioner's Court adopted rules to make sure that we take care of neighborhoods who are consistently flooded, like the neighborhoods in this area. And so relief is on the way. I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
Es importante ayudar a comunidades como aquí. Y aquí tomamos todas las personas que tienen aprobación y también el comisionado Ellis y el comisionado García van a estar aquí para asegurarnos que podemos arreglar los problemas de las condiciones aquí, no nomás en esta comunidad, pero también en la área.
We have Spanish speakers here. They have orange on there. When you see the orange notation on the badge, they can speak Spanish. And so this is not going to be heavy on talking. This is going to be heavy on you asking questions, whether they're in English or Spanish. You can go around to the tables. All of the engineers and experts are here. So give them a round of applause for being out here on the night.
Aquí también tenemos personas que hablan español normal, para ayudarnos y para poder asegurarnos que nos comunicamos y pasar toda la información que es importante a ustedes. Gracias.
Give them some hands for Spanish.
I'd also like to acknowledge City Councilwoman Carla Cisneros. Thank you. Coming out to support us. So a little bit about the format of the meeting tonight. I will start by giving you a brief presentation of Harris County Flood Control District, who we are, what our roles and responsibilities are. That'll be followed by a presentation by the engineers for the project. We have two separate projects that we'll present here tonight. And that'll be followed by the breakout session where you all can come and meet us around the tables and ask questions if you need to. Go ahead. So the Harris County Flood Control District is a special purpose district that was created in 1937 in response to floods that devastated the Houston area in 1929 and 1935. We are a special purpose district that we were created to leverage federal tax dollars to develop flood damage reduction projects. And the Harris County Commissioners Court serve as our board of directors of our governing body. So our mission, the mission of the Harris County Flood Control District is to provide flood damage reduction projects that work with appropriate regard to community and natural values. What you see here is a map of Harris County. The different shaded colors are different watersheds. We have approximately 22 watersheds in Harris County. They make up approximately 1,800 square miles and about 22 linear miles of channel, which most of that is under the Harris County Flood Control District's jurisdiction. This is the watershed that we're in now. It's Hall's Bayou. It's part of the Greens Bayou watershed, and the arrow there denotes about where we are within this watershed. This map here sort of depicts the jurisdictions of the different city and municipal districts, along with Harris County Flood Control District, and how we all kind of work together. So if you look to the left, you'll see it says up there, city municipal jurisdiction. Those are going to be your neighborhood drainage. That would be the roadside ditches, the storm sewers, and the things that get it out of your neighborhoods into what we have shown here in the shared jurisdiction, which would be a detention basin, or in most cases for the older neighborhoods, into the channel. So to the right, we have the Harris County Flood Control District jurisdiction. That typically goes from about the top of bank of the channel to the top of bank on both sides, with about 30 feet on either side to give us a little bit of maintenance access. And in the middle here, we have a shared jurisdiction. And what that is, that's going to typically be the detention basin. And the way that we work with these other municipalities and cities is at the bottom here, you see a small pipe. When you increase the size of that pipe, it increases the flow. And our goal is to not impact others that are downstream of projects. And we do that by putting in detention basins. Some of the features you'll notice here within this exhibit are looks like a trail here, and playgrounds on either side. Those are some things that we kind of do to kind of support that community and natural values. But those facilities are typically maintained by another partnering agency. So on August 25th, 2018, Harris County voters approved a bond election to allow Harris County Flood Control District to develop approximately $2.5 billion in flood damage reduction projects. We identified approximately 237 projects across all watersheds, and 38 of those projects that were identified were based on community input meetings, much like we have here tonight. So I'd like to stress it's important that you all talk to us, you let us know what you're seeing in the neighborhoods, because as engineers, we tend to look at things from a high level, and because we're not in the neighborhoods, there may be some things that we miss in our engineering analyses. Those 38 projects accounted for about $400 million of the $2.5 billion. We also identified $2.3 billion in partner opportunities for a total of about $4.8 billion that we would look to spend on flood damage reduction projects. The type of projects that were identified were channel modifications, stormwater detention basins, channel maintenance, storm repairs, home buyouts, and engineering studies. Also, we identified some opportunities for us to partner with other jurisdictions. So I talked about that $2.3 billion of partnership opportunities. Some of those partnership opportunities come from some of the agencies identified on the bottom of the map here, which of course the Army Corps of Engineers, we have the United States Department of Agriculture, Natural Resources Conservation, of course one of our larger partners, FEMA. We also have the Urban Housing Development and the Economic Development Administration. Those agencies typically fund a portion of the study or a portion of the work that we're doing, and the percentages are based on the type of grants or funds that are available, with a local match from Harris County Flood Control District. The map is a little busy, so I won't try to explain all of the different nuances within the map here, but I'll be available in the back if you all have any questions about those. So again, we're here to present on two projects tonight. One located just west of Artito, north of the Bayou, and the other channel is the portion that's actually south of the Bayou. The portion north is identified as P11825, and the portion to the south is identified as P11823. And with that, I'll turn it over to the engineers. And my other slide here. So what this slide shows is the life cycle of a project. When a project goes from the conception of the idea within the head in the engineer's mind, or the input that we got from the community, we start by doing a feasibility study, and that's the first stage where we sort of gather input, develop some alternatives that we could take into what we call a preliminary engineering report, followed by design and then construction and ultimate maintenance by the Harris County Flood Control District. So again, tonight we're here to talk about the feasibility portion. So we're early enough in the process where things can change based on all of the input that we gather from you all. And I'll turn it over to Brian.
Good evening. I'm Brian Zhang from IDCUS, and I am the project manager for Channel P11823 Alternative Analysis. This project is south part of the two projects for this public meeting. The project is located at Hosepipe and Hardy Toll Road Crossing. Our two starter channels are P1182300, which will be referred as West Channel, and P1182302, which will be referred as East Channel. The red box boundary is our starting boundary, which is the sub-drainage areas for the two starter channels.
Can you make it too loud?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. This red box boundary is our starting boundary, which is the sub-drainage area for the two starting channels. The starting boundary is contained by Gulf Bank Road at north and Hardy Toll Road at east. And you can see that Island Drive at west and the Camino Road at south. The stormwater are collected by mostly roadside ditches and drained from south to north before draining to Bayou. Majority of our starting boundary is in floodplain, which will be shown in the other slides later. The neighborhood subdivision includes a Peak Place, Belmark Estates, Assumption Heights, and also some other subdivisions that I may not reference here. Next slide, please. This project goal is to investigate source of the flooding concerns in the communities along P11823 tributary. Also want to identify and evaluate flood solutions suitable for the project. Want to recommend an alternative based on estimated benefit. Next slide, please. So why this area floods? First of all, this area is located in Hosepipe floodplain. Hosepipe does not have enough capacity. During rainfall extreme event, stormwater will come out of bank and flood this area. Another flooding source is from west of the starting area. If you can click next one. Yes, you will see the red arrow there. And this tributary does not have a flooding capacity either. Stormwater will come out of the bank and sheet flow to our area and make our flooding condition worse. I'm sorry. Our starting tributary, West Channel and the East Channel, do not have enough capacity either. And furthermore, there's a local drainage issue. Some local roadside ditches are undersized and need to be well maintained. Next slide, please. In this slide, let's talk about the regional solutions. First of all, Bayou need to get fixed. We have the flooding issue of Bayou, and there is an ongoing Bayou phasing starting from Harris County Flood Control District. And also, insufficient channel capacity issue at the west of our starting area needs to be fixed as well. There is ongoing Harris County Flood Control starting for P1182700. We are also coordinating with the City of Houston to improve the local drainage issue. Our project will focus on these two channel improvements. Next slide, please. Our project challenge, environmental permitting. Our project West Channel is under jurisdiction of U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Channel excavation may require environmental permit. And also we have another challenge is the multiple pipeline crossings. To adjust the utility adjustment will increase the project cost. Another challenge is narrow right-of-way with encroachment, especially for East Channel with residential properties along the channel. Now let's talk about the East Channel, please. The existing East Channel starts from Carvey Road and goes north before connecting to West Channel. Total distance is about 0.8 miles. And you can see that the residential properties along the channel. So the right-of-way is very tight. Also, there's a right-of-way encroachment issue. The City of Houston also have ongoing Melrose Park drainage improvement, which will improve the existing roadside ditches. City of Houston requested to provide additional channel depths for each channel for their improvements. Next slide, please. Based on these factors, our recommended alternative for this channel is to provide concrete line channel with rectangular section. This picture is what we take from the other project, so our alternative will be similar to what's shown in this picture. We'll widen and deepen the existing grass channel with concrete to improve the channel capacity. This alternative will not acquire right-of-way from adjacent residential properties. Next slide, please. Now let's talk about the west channel improvement. The existing west channel starts from Canino Road and goes northeast before connecting to House Bayou. Total distance of this project is about 1.5 miles. This channel is under jurisdiction of U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and any channel excavation may require environmental permit, which may require considerable amount of time. Our recommended alternative is to provide detention basin to improve channel performance without channel excavation. Next slide, please. Our target goals: to improve channel and system storage capacity. For each channel, we will propose up to 4 feet of additional channel depths. We'll provide additional channel depths to accommodate neighborhood drainage improvements. Harris County Flood Control District is in partnership with the City of Houston to compound the project benefit. Along the west channel, we will provide up to 300 acre-foot of detention basin storage. And 1 acre-foot volume equals to a football field with 1 foot deep of water. And that will be equal to 325,851 gallons of water. For the flooding risk reduction, we'll reduce flood risk for 300 structures, 4 miles roadway, and 240 acres land. And we'll verify that no transference of the flood risk to the others. Next slide, please. So where are we right now? We evaluated the channel improvement to increase capacity. We evaluated to provide detention basin storage. We verified that no transference of flood risk to others. And right now we are in partnership with City of Houston for their drainage improvement project. We coordinated with Harris County Precinct 1. Right now we are collecting public input. Next step, we'll select the recommended alternative. So I hand this over to Mr. President.
Alrighty, thank you. My name is Chris Edwards. I'm with Lockwood, Andrews, and Newnham. I'm a project manager serving on P11825. So we're going to move to the north on the other side of Halls Bayou, and we'll talk about the project that we are working on there. So our project, we're located, again, also west of Hardy Toll Road. We are north of Halls Bayou. We're serving the Oak Glen Place and Aldine Gardens, Aldine Village subdivisions. Next slide. Very similar to what you heard on the southern tributary, P11823. Our project, we're looking to investigate to identify what are the major sources of flooding in our watershed for P11825. From there, we want to look and evaluate solutions that work, that are going to be able to help alleviate those flooding risks, and also then to recommend an alternative based on the benefit. Can you guys not hear me? All right, thank you. Next slide. All right, so what we found so far. So why this area floods? The major source of flooding that we've noticed as we studied this area, which I imagine many of you guys are already aware of, comes outside of our watershed. What that means is it's not the local rain only that's flooding our area, but it's overflows from other undersized tributaries. The major source of overflow that we've identified comes from the north. This is from Greens Bayou that floods whenever the channel up north exceeds its capacity. Water overflows across, basically through y'all's neighborhood into our channel. The second source of what we call a minor overflow also occurs from the west. From another tributary, same story. Whenever it's undersized, whenever we have a large storm event, the land generally wants to drain to the east. Anything that cannot be conveyed in that tributary comes to P11825 as well, causing issues in our neighborhoods here. So very similar to Brian on P11823, there's several regional solutions. This isn't one project that can fix flooding, and this is why Harris County Flood Control in partnership with the county, with the city, are pursuing multiple solutions to address the flooding in the area. Some of those projects include Halls Bayou, the phasing study along the main channel. We've also got projects on P11826 to the west. We've also got the Greens Bayou Midreach projects to the north, and then the project that we're working on here, which is P11825. We're also in partnership with precincts 1 and 2 for different neighborhood drainage projects that are going to work to get the water from the neighborhoods into the channel, and then we will take that and convey it safely downstream. So some of the challenges for P11825. As we already discussed first, you've got the overflows from the north and from the west that are coming into our tributary that we've got to deal with. We've got to be able to handle those. The channel itself has narrow right-of-way. There are encroachments. And there's areas where the channel is undersized, where it can't handle all of this additional flow. As with most of these projects, there are going to be environmental permitting challenges to make sure the solutions we provide do not adversely affect the environment. There's also multiple pipeline crossings in the way, which again, we just have to coordinate with those and make sure that we can either relocate those or come up with a solution that can work with those as well. Next slide. Some of our target goals on our project. We are looking to provide increased capacity for a channel for P11825, as well as provide storage capacity through detention storage, as well as through storage within the channel. We're looking to increase the size of the channel P11825. We're looking to provide a grass line channel in this solution. And up to around 35 acre-feet of storage. So again, as Brian had mentioned, if an acre-foot, it's the unit we like to use in flood control. Simply a football field, a foot deep of water, that's 1 acre-foot. So when we say 35 acre-feet, picture a football field 35 feet tall, and that's how much volume we're looking to provide. We've also got potential partnership opportunities with the precincts, incorporating their local projects to where they're able to get the water to our channel. We provided the depth and the storage required so that we can receive that storm water without adversely impacting people downstream. So we do not transfer any risk downstream. With these projects, we're looking to provide flood risk reduction for 450 structures, up to 2 miles of roadway, as well as 150 acres of land removed from the floodplain. Slide. Where we're at in our study, we're in our alternatives analysis. This is our feasibility, the feasibility portion. We are identifying the channel improvements. What do we need to increase the capacity? What are some detention storage options that we're looking for? We'll make sure that whatever we propose will not increase risk of flooding downstream or upstream. We're also in partnership with Harris County to work with their projects as well. And then we're here today. This is the public input portion. We want to make sure whatever we propose, it actually lines up with what you guys see every day. And so please come speak with us. Anybody with a name tag, if you have questions, and also if you have any input on where you guys see flooding, come talk to me. We want to make sure that our solutions will address your concerns. From here, we will then provide what we call a recommended alternative of how we want to move forward, and then we'll move on to the next stages of the project. With that.
This concludes the presentation portion of our meeting. We have information on our website. From tonight, we'll have the audio version of the presentation available as well. You can find the web links on your handout. So at the bottom of your handout, you'll have this information so that you can go online and find the presentation there. We ask you to stay a little bit longer to visit with our open house. We have subject matter experts. Our engineers are here to answer any questions that you may have. Let me let you know who is here. Of course, we have Harris County Flood Control District. We have Harris County Engineering Department. Y'all wave your hands. Recovery and Resiliency Division. We have Harris County Community Services Department. Jorge Maldonado is in the back. That program, they have funding for Harvey recovery. So if you need some financial assistance with your home rebuilding after Harvey, see Jorge Maldonado in the back. We have Harris County Toll Road Authority. They have a table next to Jorge, and the City of Houston Engineering Department. They're next to Harris County Engineering Department. So please stand up and go and visit, ask your questions, make your comments, and also visit the website. Thank you.